This is some guy named Dave in Portugal, and today I want to break down a topic that keeps popping up online, and honestly, it's kind of driving me crazy. There are tons of articles, influencers, and even travel bloggers out there saying that Portugal is the California of Europe. And I'm here to tell you, respectfully, that's just not true. Now look, this isn't coming from a place of hate or someone who has no clue what they're talking about. I've been living in Portugal for the past 3 years, and I've spent a huge chunk of my life living in California. I have a lot of family in the Sacramento Bay Area, and I lived in Southern California for 7 years. I've seen more corners of that state than probably anywhere else in my life. From Lodi to Covelo, from Eureka to San Diego. So no, I'm not just some guy bashing California for clicks. California's incredible. It produces more economic output than most countries. The natural beauty is next level, and let's be real, it attracts some truly amazing people. But also, some of the most pretentious douche lords alive. But saying Portugal is Europe's California, that's just lazy. And in this video, I'm gonna explain exactly why that comparison doesn't hold up, and which countries I actually think feel more like California in Europe. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe if you're into real talk about life in Portugal and Europe, and follow me on Instagram for more personal stories and exclusive content. Let's stop messing around and get right into it. Now let's talk status. In California, everything feels like it's a part of a brand. Your job title, your income, your car, your social media following. People use these as status symbols, and it shows. Whether you're in tech, entertainment, or just posting your brunch on Instagram, there's this constant sense of personal branding. Everyone's building an image, but Portugal couldn't be more different. Nobody cares who you are, how much money you make, or what you drive. You could be the CEO of a Silicon Valley startup or a broke backpacker living out of a van. Either way, the guy behind the counter at the local cafe will treat you exactly the same. Maybe you get a nod, maybe a grunt, but you're not getting VIP treatment either way. Portuguese culture is rooted in humility. Flashiness just doesn't go far here. People care more about how you treat others than what you do for a living. If you walk in acting like you're a big shot, chances are you'll just come off as an asshole. Now, I'm not saying everyone in California is chasing clout and trying to be famous. I know tons of amazing, grounded people that are from California, but I've never lived in a place that felt so competitive. Whether it's a career, lifestyle, or even wellness, there's this subtle pressure to always be doing more or being better. In Portugal, that pressure disappears. No one's trying to one-up you. There's space to just be, and that can be really humbling in the best way. Let's be honest, making content on YouTube doesn't exactly cover the bills for small creators like me. So I genuinely appreciate today's sponsor, Incogni, for helping making this video happen. Here's the deal. Your personal data is a goldmine. There's an entire economy built around harvesting and selling your info. Everything from your name and email to your income and home address. It fuels targeted ads, price manipulation, and even those endless spam calls and shady emails. Worse yet, it opens the door to identity theft. Now, legally you can ask these companies to delete your data. The catch? There are hundreds of them, and doing it manually would be a full-time job. That's where Incogni steps in. They do the heavy lifting, reaching out to these data brokers on your behalf, demanding your information be erased. Plus, you get to watch the entire process unfold through their dashboard. As of today, Incogni has managed to wipe my info from all of these data broker sites, which is pretty amazing. Right now, if you use the code DavePortugal at Incogni.com, you'll get 60% off their annual plan. Take back control of your personal data today with Incogni. Now, back to the video. All right, now let's be fair to California, because this is where it absolutely shines, literally. California's climate diversity is off the charts. You've got alpine peaks, deserts, lush forests, Mediterranean coastlines, it's all there. Mount Whitney stands at 14,500 feet or 4,421 meters, the tallest peak in the lower 48 states, and Death Valley, a desert with the hottest temperature ever recorded on planet Earth. From Yosemite to Big Sur to Lake Tahoe, the natural variety is jaw-dropping. Mainland Portugal, we're not talking about the islands here, absolutely gorgeous, but its climate is not nearly as diverse. Portugal has a temperate oceanic climate along the Atlantic coast, and a bit more of a continental climate inland. But let's clear up a common misconception. Portugal is not on the Mediterranean Sea. You actually have to go through a few seas to get there. Sure, the Algarve feels kind of like Southern California in the summer, but the rest of the country, honestly, I would compare it more to Northern California. Think San Francisco. And that famous Mark Twain quote comes to mind again. The coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco. If you're looking for a year-round Mediterranean climate with California vibes like San Diego and Los Angeles, southern Spain and places like Valencia are more in that realm. Maybe southern Italy, but not Portugal. Now this one gets me really fired up. California is all about health-conscious eating, but it certainly comes at a price. Eating clean in California often feels like joining a luxury club. Meanwhile, many poorer communities are left with ultra-processed, chemical-filled junk food. But in Portugal, healthy eating is just normal. You don't need a wellness app or a $20 juice cleanse to eat clean here. You just need a trip to the local market and a grandmother's recipe. The Portuguese diet is built around fresh, seasonal ingredients, local meat and seafood, vegetables, lots of olive oil and garlic, whole grains, fresh cheeses, and of course wine. Lots of good wine. In Portugal, you can eat like a fancy for a fraction of the price you'd pay in California. We're talking fresh seafood, artisan cheeses, great bread, and locally produced wine that's very affordable. You don't have to be rich to eat well. That's just how the food system works here, and it's amazing. So here's my final thoughts. A message to Californians moving to Portugal. I know this video sounds a little hypocritical, and yeah, I'm basically the kettle calling the pot black. But I've learned a lot in these past 3 years. And if you're watching this as someone thinking about visiting or moving to Portugal, I just want to say one thing. Don't come here to do the same stuff you were doing back home. Don't fly all the way to Europe to sit in a Starbucks with your $7 coffee and avocado toast. Step outside of your comfort zone, try a local cafe, order something new. Order something you've never had. Give your money to local mom and pop shops, not multinational chains. Portugal doesn't want to be California, and that's what makes it so special. Grow your palate, explore, be present, and trust me, you'll thank me later. Thank you for watching. If you want more videos about Portugal or life in Europe, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram for extra content and travel tips you won't want to miss. This is some guy named Dave in Portugal, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao, bitches.